Here's the reality of the holiday season. December tests men. Prices are up, economic pressure is everywhere, and because they're demanded to be financial providers, guys often feel obligated to spend in ways that weaken them. Before you buy a single gift, you need to hear the message that every responsible man needs going into the holidays. Most men walk into January financially drained because the holidays thrive on overextension, guilt, and people-pleasing. So in this video, we're taking the masculine approach. We're talking about 8 money rules that men need to protect their financial foundation during the holidays. It includes setting boundaries that reflect values and choosing responsibility over obligation. So let's discuss why you don't need to perform generosity, how to resist financial pressure without conflict, and how strong men make financial decisions that serve their long-term stability. It's basically holiday financial reminders that men never get but always need. So number 1, let me start with economic and financial realities. A lot of men feel embarrassed admitting that money is tight. They think it's a personal failure rather than systemic pressure. But I get it. Costs have climbed everywhere. Housing, insurance, groceries, and anything with wheels or electricity. The world is more expensive and wages simply have not climbed to match all of it. Sadly, many men respond to December by pretending that everything is normal, even when their bank account says otherwise. They feel obligated to power through the holidays like a machine. But masculinity is not stoicism to the point of self-destruction. It's the ability to face reality clearly and to respond with discipline. When you acknowledge the genuine pressure that you're under, you're not making excuses. You're taking responsibility. And that mindset shift alone helps countless men out of unnecessary debt each year. Number 2, holiday invitations come with unspoken price tags. Travel, restaurants, white elephant exchanges, matching pajamas, extra groceries. Just chip in for the group gift. Even simple tasks like all of those stack up to real money. The thing to keep in mind here is that during the expensive holiday season, boundaries actually prevent resentment. If you begrudgingly agree to things that you can't afford, you'll end up feeling used, inadequate, and frustrated. And that emotional weight will follow you into the new year. However, a masculine boundary sounds like this. I'm keeping it low-key this season, so I'm going to skip that one. That's it. No explanation, no justification, no shame. In fact, I think that every man should practice saying no at least once or twice at some point in December or throughout the holidays into New Year's, because you want to stay strong. Your job is not to fund other people's traditions that you can't afford. Your job is to protect your own stability. Number 3, a lot of holiday pressure comes from unspoken obligations. The expectations to show up, to spend, to match someone else's energy, or to deliver gifts at a certain level. Men often fall into the overzealous trap of trying to prove that everything is good by spending money. But you don't owe anyone a financial performance. You don't have to play the role of the holiday spender. You don't have to buy something for every person who bought you something. Gift giving is not a scoreboard, and your masculinity is not measured by receipts. You don't get extra points for pushing yourself to the edge of overdraft just to keep the peace. And you don't get credit for sacrificing your January stability to someone who can feel momentarily appreciated. The men who try to outgive everyone else usually do it from insecurity, not generosity. You're allowed to opt out of the performance without guilt. And that freedom alone helps a lot of men breathe again. Number 4, the holidays are one of the easiest times to lose track of your own priorities. You see what everyone else is doing. You see that what your siblings are buying their kids. You see the ads, you feel the pressure, and you notice the comparisons. And if you're not careful, you start to run your own life based on someone else's financial decisions. But your money, your long-term goals are all yours, and your responsibilities are yours alone. Regardless of what your sister-in-law says, when you choose financial discipline, you're not a stingy Grinch. You're being masculine and protecting your own financial future. Number 5, this is where much of the real power lies. According to the National Retail Foundation, people spend an average of between $800 and $1,200 per person during the holiday season. And if you're traveling, that's even much more than that. But consider what just a portion of your holiday spending can do for your financial future. Whether it's $200, $300, or even more than $1,000 like many men spend, ask yourself this simple question. What happens if I put that money toward my financial foundation instead? Most men never consider this because holiday spending feels mandatory. But consider what $300 toward a 22% credit card bill would do, or $400 toward your car loan or your mortgage principal, or $250, whatever it is, toward an emergency fund. And let me tell you, I do this firsthand every month. Every month I put an extra $390 onto my mortgage. And I'm taking that 30-year mortgage. I bought my condo 3.5 years ago. I will end up paying this thing off in 15 years instead of the 30. So that's what $390 of your Christmas budget could do. Get into your mortgage lender's account online, do a little bit of math, and see how much you can save. And all of this is future peace of mind that cannot be wrapped in paper. It's the part that men rarely think about. Wise financial decisions themselves are a form of giving. Giving to yourself, your family, your future family, and your long-term stability. Number 6, holiday guilt is one of the most effective marketing tools ever invented. We all know this, right? Companies rely on the expectation that if you don't buy something, you're letting someone down. Family dynamics sometimes reinforce it, and social media absolutely amplifies it. But masculinity is not defined by participation. It's defined by intention. You get to decide whether you participate, what or how much you contribute, what you can and cannot afford, and you decide whether it feels aligned with your own reality. So let me remind everyone that if someone tries to guilt trip you into spending more than you can afford or you're willing to let go of, that's not love, it's manipulation. And masculinity outright rejects that manipulation. Number 7, and this one hits hard for a lot of men. Men are taught that the holidays are not for them. They are told that the time of giving is for kids, for partners, for parents and nieces and nephews. Everyone else first, and maybe something for yourself if anything is left. Very few men consider the idea of getting something for themselves that they actually want and could benefit from. And here's the truth. If you're going to spend money this month, you don't have to apologize for spending money on or investing in yourself. You don't need to justify treating yourself well. Whether it's something practical like a new band saw to finish a home project or home gym equipment to start getting in shape, maybe it's even new clothes to help you with your self-image and confidence, or something purely enjoyable. You are allowed to say, I earned this and it improves my life. And seriously, I honestly believe that self-reward reinforces discipline, because guys who don't reward themselves burn out. So if one gift to yourself this year is something that makes your life easier, healthier, or better, believe me, it is money that's well invested. And number 8, every holiday tradition has a cost, whether it's time, energy, or money. The question to ask yourself is, does this tradition actually strengthen me? I get it, some do and some don't. Some you love doing, some you're exhausted and you don't ever want to do again. And you don't have to force old habits to stay alive out of obligation or thinking that you're letting other people down. You're allowed to choose or to make new traditions that align with the man you are now. And that might look like keeping things small, maybe spending the holiday in peace instead of chaos, even skipping the work gift exchange. Maybe it's choosing low-cost local activities rather than traveling, or simply doing nothing at all. Just relax and get some rest. I firmly believe that men who create their own holiday structure, one that's rooted in reality over other people's expectations, head into the new year stronger, clearer, and more grounded. So here's a couple of closing thoughts. The holidays can be incredible, but they can also be financially and emotionally punishing if you're not careful. You don't need to apologize for protecting personal financial fidelity. You don't need to justify boundaries. You don't need to overextend to earn people's validation. Your masculinity is not defined by gifts, spending, or tradition. It's found in your clarity, your decisions, and your refusal to weaken yourself for the sake of appearances. So take care of yourself this holiday season, financially, mentally, and emotionally. Spend where it strengthens you and hold the line when you need that protection. And step into the upcoming new year as a man who did not lose himself for the sake of a month-long ritual.